What's going on, guys? It is a very special day. This is our first day of construction for the 2024 season, and we are doing a facelift on this wonderful pond. Take a look at these massive koi. These are whales, baby. And we're about to make their home so much better. So this pond right here has been the joy of the backyard for the homeowners. They absolutely adore this thing. It was built by a landscaper. Everything has been running great except for the stream. They have a bunch of leaks. They're always up there trying to chase low edges and find water flying out the liner going into the dirt. So we're here to rebuild this stream and do a couple of things. Right now the pond doesn't have any filtration and the pump sits on the bottom. The pump is always clogging with debris because anything, all these little leaves, flower petals, grass clippings, anything that falls in the pond, if it is not skimmed out with a net by hand right away, it ends up sinking to the bottom and clogging up that pump. So the homeowner has to literally get in there on the bare liner, which is slippery, pull that pump up, pull all that debris off of it and get it to work again. And it's a pain in the butt. So we're gonna be installing a skimmer on this end of the pond right here. That's gonna house a brand new energy efficient pump. And that's gonna draw all that debris that falls into the pond into a basket so it can easily be removed by the homeowner. Then the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take apart this stream completely. We're gonna put a biological waterfall filter up at the top and we're gonna rebuild a beautiful set of waterfalls and stream that comes into the pond more to the left side over here. Drop into the pond. That way there's a lot more visibility from all their seating area and we get total circulation in the pond. We're gonna have the water drop in on one side and circulate all the way down to this end and have all this water in motion, total skimming action, collect all that debris and solve all their issues in one fell swoop. All right, so let's talk about the components we're gonna use. We're putting in brand new professional grade pond plumbing. This is the best stuff that you can use on your water feature. Right now, we're gonna dig up the old plumbing. I'm willing to bet it's kink-free like DIY pipe. It works, it's inexpensive, but it tends to break and leak a lot and it's just not the right stuff to use. So we're gonna put in good plumbing. This is our skimmer. This is gonna get sunk down in the ground. It's not put together, but these are all the components. This is that basket I was telling you guys about. So this clicks in, it's got a handle, and this is gonna catch all that debris, all the leaves, flower petals, grass clipping, mulch, anything that falls in the water. It's gonna get trapped in this basket and it's super easy to pull out, dump out in the woods and put back in. And underneath this is our fine filter mat. Anything that can pass through these little holes of the basket will then get trapped on top of this mat. And this is easy to pull out, shake off, hit with the garden hose and put back in. And underneath all of this is gonna sit a brand new pump that's in the box over there. And it's gonna have a check valve. So any of the water that's in the plumbing or this biological waterfall filter, if the pump gets shut off for any reason, all that water will stay in there instead of backflowing into the pond and overflowing the pond. So this is gonna be the perfect setup for this family. Super easy to maintain and the proper way to do things. So here's all of our filter media. That's gonna go inside of this waterfall filter box. This is gonna get disguised up in the hillside and this is the headwater. This is where all the waterfall starts right here. It's gonna go down the stream, over the boulders, and crash into the pond and just be absolutely gorgeous. But we start off with these black plastic components that don't look like very much right now, but once they're installed properly, it's magic. So right now I'm digging out the skimmer we're gonna put it in this corner so that way we can have the waterfall drop in over by Mason's Head and circulate all the way over to here, getting total circulation for the whole pond and drawing all that debris in. So we set our water level with the laser level so we know exactly where full is. We're gonna set this skimmer down into the ground accordingly and make a watertight connection through the liner. And that's what I'm working on right now. So time to get digging. Like any good pond build, there's always something that pops up. Some sort of problem, some new challenge that we have to think through and overcome. It's part of the reason I love this job so much. Nothing is ever the same. There's always some different nuance, some kind of challenge we have to really put our brains together and overcome. And this is no different. So this bare liner pond, it's covered in this beautiful green biofilm, right? So when we looked at this job and we felt the liner, it felt exactly like your normal rubber EPDM pond liner, the stuff you're supposed to use. But as we uncovered the area the skimmer is going, we found a bunch of liner that wasn't ever exposed to water. So it was clean and it was new. And as soon as I touched that, I realized this is not rubber, this is plastic. This is a do-it-yourselfer, big box store pond liner made out of PVC. It is not a product I would ever recommend someone using. It gets very brittle and hard over time and tends to crack. And it's just a nightmare to work with. It is not impossible for us to adhere a watertight seal with our skimmer to this. It's just more challenging. So, of course, like I said, every time we dig in the ground to do any sort of water feature work, there's something that pops up. And today's challenge, at least for right now, is a PVC liner. So what we're doing is we're digging this hole out for the skimmer, and we've got to actually encroach into the pond a little bit because you can see that it is previously excavated in a bowl style instead of having 90-degree shelves. So we've got to get this skimmer to push into the pond a little bit so we can get our liner to go up and down perfectly vertical. That way there's no tension when we fill this thing up with water that would cause that liner to pull and it can't stretch because it's plastic. So if it were to pull, we can end up with cracks and we can end up with tears. So we've got to push the skimmer in a little bit to get ourselves that perfect vertical surface with no tension. So when we fill it up, it doesn't pull that liner at all. So that's what we're working on right now. Nice, nice. Yeah, that'll be great. All we have to do is get it down a little bit, so. Grab the blue level real quick. Just take a couple scoops out. Don't worry about the back, just worry about where the imprint is. And be careful, you're on sand, so like anytime you hit the side or you stand too close to the edge, you're gonna collapse it a little. Is it perfect? Yeah. Totally cool. All right. So one person stands in here and holds it, and you guys backfill. Go to the, like a half an inch below this thing. Don't get sand in the hole because then it sucks to deal with. Give ourselves a little play. You want to put a little bit of sand in the bucket for me? I'm going to see that void right there in the front. We want to just continue that slope up to the bottom so it's nice, nice, nice. I noticed the lilies didn't make it into the water. Oh yeah, Gucci. So a couple things we have to do. One, we're gonna clean this face off. So I brought those green Brillo pads. We got gator wipes. I brought that dirty towel, the white rags, and the lighter fluid. Let's get that stuff. I'll show you how we prep this, and then we'll make our attachment. I'll teach you that. We just got finished prepping this liner to make our attachment for the skimmer. If you want to learn more about cleaning liner and prepping it for patching and things like that, check out our leaking pond video. We have officially cleaned the pond. Our skimmer is all set up. Just needs to be backfilled tomorrow with some nice dirt. We're going to hook up our plumbing to run this way. I started dismantling the old stream. Tomorrow we'll finish that part off, pull up this spill stone, and kind of finish the edge right here with the rocks that we pull up from that section where the hose is sitting. We're gonna pop out this old spillway box, and we're gonna excavate out an area for a really cool set of waterfalls and stream over here. And we're gonna put the new biological waterfall filter kind of in the same area as this, but we're gonna have it face this way. So we get a nice main drop coming out of the spillway box that's gonna kick over into this mulchy area, do another drop down into a pooling area for the birds, and then waterfall right into the pond. And we'll get that all done tomorrow. There's a little bit of shop vacuuming we're gonna do in the bottom of the pond. We did do a really good cleaning of it, but we're gonna do a little bit more tomorrow to suck up some of that pea stone that's down there. But that's it for day one, and we'll see you again for day two. All right, guys, it is start of day two. We started this project on a Wednesday, and yesterday was absolutely downpouring, so we couldn't come. Today's Friday, we're gonna wrap things up. I've got Drew down below. He is draining out the rainwater that accumulated. We got a good 3 inches in there from yesterday. Then they're gonna finish disassembling this stream, and we are gonna start carving out the new stream and waterfalls going this direction. We're gonna have our biological waterfall filter go where this spillway box is right now. We're gonna have that first drop come in at kind of like a 45-degree angle down into a pooling area, where it will then drop down again and drop into the pond right over in this corner. We're gonna kind of attempt to have that water enter the pond in this way, 45 degrees, so all that water can circulate over to our newly installed skimmer from day one. Fish are still hanging out in the 500-gallon tank with their old pond water. They are just chilling, waiting to go home, and we've got our 1,000-gallon tank right here. We're gonna fill this up while we're working with clean, beautiful, fresh tap water, so we can fill this up and run it as soon as we're done building this awesome waterfall. We have just cut our liner. We're getting ready to put it in. We have set in our biological waterfall filter up here. We have carved out and sculpted all of our shelves, and we got our rock pad in place. The ground here is super, super gravelly. It's all sand and big pokies. So we went with extra thick padding underneath the liner. This pond down here, this was installed without any padding whatsoever, but we always put something underneath our liner. And even sometimes when we're setting a sharp rock or something heavy, we'll even put some of this rock pad underneath the rock so it doesn't sit directly on the liner. But here is where we're at right now. We're gonna have one waterfall drop out of the biological waterfall filter right here, crash down into this big pool where it's gonna swirl around. We're gonna have low profile stones on this side so we don't block the view of our waterfall, but we'll have some nice big frame rocks right there. This is gonna come around. We're gonna have some sort of waterfall. I'm not sure if I wanna do a horsetail or what right here. We'll see what the rocks tell us to do as we place them in. We got some height over here we have to retain, so we'll use some larger stones on this side. Another plunge pool area, and then we've got the original spill stone sitting right here. That is dug down. That's gonna sit right in this spot right here. So we're gonna have 3 drops total. 1, 2, and then 3 into the pond. And we are super excited. This is where the art really starts to happen. We're gonna get in there. We're gonna start slinging some boulders. We got a lot of rock from the job site to use, but we've brought some pretty beautiful frame rocks in there, some larger stuff to mix into this, because most of the stuff here is these little guys, little cobbles and whatnot, which are awesome and we're going to utilize, but we want to add some character in here, really frame off these waterfalls. So now it's time for this fun part, and we will see you in a little bit. All right, guys, we're all done. This 2-day project is now wrapped up. We had a super long day and it's late at night, but the waterfall's running. The homeowners are already enjoying it, It looks incredible. I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour so you can see what we accomplished, and I'm super proud of the guys. It's our first waterfall build of the season, and it is exquisite. The big, beautiful koi are back in their home. The water is a little dusty because we got the waterfalls running. We did a cleaning on it, but rocks are dirty, so water gets a little dusty, but that'll clear up in about 24 hours, if not sooner. And here we are. The beautiful 3-cascade waterfall that we promised is running in all its glory. This is a adjustable pump, so it runs either 2,000 all the way up to 5,000 gallons per hour. Right now we've got it on setting 10, so we've got all 5,000 gallons an hour ripping through this waterfall. And it is doing its job. All the little bits that have fallen in the pond are going over to the brand new skimmer right there underneath that faux rock lid. And it is beautiful. The koi are dancing around, swimming, checking out their new clean home, and looking at the new waterfall. We repurposed the original spillway stone. This waterfall originally was over here. It was undermined from leaks, so it was tipping down, but we repurposed that again because it is just too cool of a stone not to. And we've got our biological waterfall filter hidden up top. We've got that beautiful granite boulder with a cascade sheet fall going all different directions into a really shallow stream section with a pea stone beach area mixed with some nice cobblestones, because they have a lot of birds here and they wanted to have a place where the birds could get in, take a little bath, get a drink, and fly away. And then we have our deeper plunge pool down here with this beautiful boulder waterfall. Let me get closer for you guys. Nice, natural, beautiful stones. We transplanted some of the vegetation, the landscaping back in, so this will creep over the rocks. How cool is that, guys? Just remember, no fishing. Not bad for 2 days of hard work. The guys and I are very tired, but I am very happy with how this turned out. Look at the fish, they're loving it. Big, beautiful koi in here. That's a wrap. If you love this waterfall, let us hear about it in the comments. And of course, as always, if you have any questions you want answered, leave it in the comments down below and we will respond. Get back to you, all that good stuff. Other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one. See ya.